Do you want to live in a world where trash fills our oceans and lines our streets? Because I don't. To prevent this, we should pass laws that require people to recycle in their local neighborhoods to reduce our environmental footprint on this earth. Our planet's health depends on the way we treat it, and at the current rate humans are polluting at, by 2050, our planet will have endured irreversible damage if we don't find a solution to this fast. First, I will talk about how easy it is to implement recycling into people's lives. Then I will discuss how recycling laws would benefit the entire world. And then finally, I will discuss the effects of the world if we continue producing at our current levels of pollution. Now that I've shared with you what I will be attempting to persuade you on today, I'm going to share with you just how easy it really is to start recycling. First, all you need is a wastebasket and a recycling basket. Your wastebasket is everything such as food and trash that cannot be recycled, while recycling is going to be glass, paper, metal, aluminum, anything of that sort. And according to Maria Bashi from the website Miss Career Girl, packaging these days is all marked with the recycling symbol, which is two black and white arrows in a circle, allowing you to easily identify what can and can't be recycling. This just makes recycling even easier and allows nobody to have an excuse as recycling is too hard or it's too hard to find the labels. It's right there in front of you. It's black and white. It's right there. According to a blog from the website EnviroForensics, most private waste management companies offer the service to pick up recycling, and it normally only costs about $6 extra per month. To put that into perspective, a cup of coffee and a breakfast sandwich at Starbucks can run you almost $10. So if you spend more money getting food than recycling, it's probably a good idea to start recycling if it's that cheap and that much of a convenience in your life, because you'll be saving the earth and you get to feel good about yourself at the same time. Now that I've discussed just how easy it is to start recycling in your life, I will move on to explain how the world needs more recycling laws and the benefits if we do create more. According to EcoCycle Solutions, the state of California requires all businesses, apartment complexes, and government entities to recycle as one of the first actions under the state's plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This is a very good step for California in the right direction, because if we get all businesses and all units of buildings to start recycling, we can reduce our footprint drastically. And if other states aren't going to start to release laws and policies that promote cleanliness and recycling, then it's a good thing that California is starting to, because we can be the example for the rest of the United States. And according to the website Business Ethics, the EPA estimates that Americans only recycle 32% of the 350 million of tons of refuse that we generate annually. And while it still has no platform for doing so, the EPA, through its Resource Conservation Challenge program, is pushing for Americans to up that rate. 42 states now have their own recycling or waste diversion goals, and 18 are trying to divert upwards of half their waste via recycling or composting. This is really good to hear, because if we can get all 50 states on board with those recycling programs, we can turn our state into the cleanest country in the world. I mean, there's nothing stopping us besides our own laziness and our own greed, because people don't want to take 10 minutes out of their day to recycle the trash that they've created for that day. Now that I've spoken about how the world needs more laws on recycling, let me explain what will happen to the world if we don't start to clean up our act and recycle. According to the best-selling author David Wallace Wells, most scientists would say that we need to zero out on our carbon globally by about 2050 in order to have any chance of stabilizing the planet below a threshold of catastrophe. Wallace believes that it's unlikely that we can do that, but it's not a reason for slowing down. If we slow down now, there will be absolutely no chance for us to reverse these effects, so we have to only speed up our efforts to reduce our impacts and recycle as much as we can. 2050 is 30 years away, and it's coming up fast. We all need to do our best and work together to recycle, because temperatures will be going up 2 to 4 degrees. According to the same author, Wells states, humans are complicated. Biology is as well. We have millions, perhaps billions of bacteria living inside us and viruses living inside us. And while it's probably the case that the overwhelming majority won't be affected by the temperature rises of just 2 to 4 degrees, the chance that one of them or several of them is transformed is the chance that's very serious. If we have any disease that transforms or mutates into some disease that we don't know or can't control, that could be a new epidemic that we don't need to deal with. We already have an epidemic on our hands and we're struggling to get that under control. We definitely don't need global warming to create new health epidemics for the whole world, not just specific areas. Now that I've shared with you the simple yet effective ways of recycling and the ways it needs to be incorporated to save the world, let me conclude by reviewing the main points. First, I spoke about how easy it is for someone to start recycling in their life and how you just need 2 bins and a little bit of time out of your day. Then I discussed the absence of recycling laws and how we need to enact more of them in order to start to save the world and get the whole world on board with recycling, not just the United States. And finally, I explained the effects that will happen to our Earth if we do not start recycling and reducing our carbon footprint. I hope I was compelling enough to persuade you into starting to recycle in your own home, because if we can all make an effort to change, we will make a difference. There's no stopping that. As our former President Barack Obama said, we are the first generation to feel the effects of climate change and the last generation who can do something about it.